Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Mackailyn Johnson in for Journey Taylor. Here's a look at some of the stories we're following today. The latest from the war as Israel's ground offensive intensifies in Gaza. Plus, Biden's administration facing protesters on Capitol Hill after lobbying for more aid to Israel. Also, some of your favorite legendary music acts coming to Arkansas in 2024. We've got everything you need to know to get your tickets now in 8 minutes. And hackers are going after small businesses. More with the results of a new study and a business owner who saw cyber thieves take over one of her accounts. But first, we're here with meteorologist Nathan Scott. And if you didn't know, it's Halloween. So happy Halloween,
It is Halloween,
Nathan.
yes. Can you guess what I am?
You're a captain of some sort.
Yes, captain, not of an airplane, but of a super yacht. This was inspired by the Below Deck reality TV series. My wife and I love watching that, so I'm supposed to be Captain Jason of Below Deck Down Under if you watch that.
Okay, I love it.
But yeah, a little crazy to wear the short sleeves today because it was certainly a cold start this morning. Check out your temperatures. Widespread 20s primarily to the west and northwest of the metro, but even around the metro we did have some areas of patchy frost. Tomorrow morning it's going to be even colder. So the National Weather Service has issued a freeze warning for East Arkansas and South Arkansas and not us here in Central Arkansas, and that's because most locations have already experienced a freeze. But everybody's going to start off in the 20s tomorrow morning. We have rebounded nicely. It's 49 in Russellville, 50 thanks to all that sunshine here in the capital city, 50 in Camden, 46 in Searcy. Still a little bit of a wind out there. That adds a bite to the air. So it feels like 46 in Pine Bluff. It only feels like 39 in Fayetteville. Highs today, they're warming up into the mid 50s, but shortly after sunset, down the numbers go, and I'll have your trick-or-treating forecast coming up, let you know how cold it's going to get tonight, and also if we're going to warm up anytime soon coming up.
Nathan, thank you. Israel's military says it raided about 300 targets in Gaza during the last 24 hours, including tunnel openings and military compounds belonging to Hamas. Israel Defense Forces also said it killed the Hamas commander who directed the massacres at 2 Israeli communities on October 7th. As Israeli forces push deeper into Gaza, the humanitarian crisis there grows. Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
Israel Defense Forces released new footage of troops inside Gaza as it expands its ground operations inside the Hamas-controlled territory. Israel's Defense Forces says it struck around 300 targets, including Hamas compounds above and below ground. But Hamas claims it's fighting back, this morning releasing videos of fighters exiting a tunnel, claiming they were behind enemy lines just 2 days ago. As the fighting intensifies, the death toll among the Palestinian civilians living in the densely populated area continues to rise, while supplies of basic necessities dwindle even further. During testimony to persuade Congress to provide billions more in aid to Israel and Ukraine, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said humanitarian pauses must be considered in Gaza.
Without swift and sustained humanitarian relief, the conflict is much more likely to spread.
The secretary's testimony was repeatedly interrupted by protesters calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, something Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dismissed.
Just as the United States would not agree to a ceasefire after the bombing of Pearl Harbor or after the terrorist attack of 9/11, Israel will not agree to a cessation of hostilities with Hamas after the horrific attacks of October 7th.
He also claimed that Israel's ground campaign puts pressure on Hamas to release the more than 200 hostages still being held captive. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The State Department says its last charter flight to get Americans out of Israel will leave today, with no more planned due to low demand. And in recent weeks, college campuses have become flashpoints for debate and protest over the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Now at Cornell University, some anti-Semitic posts are drawing the attention of the FBI. The posts threatening deadly violence against Jewish Cornell students went up on a school-affiliated website over the weekend. The posts targeted the building that houses both Cornell's Center for Jewish Living and a kosher cafeteria.
Posts that we saw which called for Jewish people to be murdered, right? That is not about Israel at all, right? That is a specific threat, that is incitement, that is hate speech.
For now, there will be a 24/7 police presence around the Center for Jewish students living at Cornell. In Pine Bluff, internet problems continue due to copper thefts. Now, after months of repairs, the reward to catch the person behind it is going up. As soon as AT&T crews fix and replace customers' equipment, thieves destroy them again. Now the utility provider is offering another $5,000 reward. They've also changed how they run wires.
Just as Mr. Hale shared with us a minute ago, AT&T has not only installed their lines underground at Grider Field, but they're doing it in areas throughout the city as well.
AT&T says this damage has cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars just in materials. The city also creating a task force with citizens to discuss this issue. Mayor Shirley Washington recommends anyone that sees something to report it to the Pine Bluff Police Department. Well, the nationwide shortage of ADHD medications is affecting many Americans, including Arkansans. Patients are frustrated as the struggle to get their prescriptions continues. To make matters worse, local pharmacies say they've seen an increase in demand for ADHD meds due to more people being diagnosed with the condition.
Part of what we're noticing as a problem is the DEA only allows these companies that make the medications to produce a certain amount each year. And so there is a cap on how much can be produced.
Now the FDA and the DEA have released a letter saying they're working with manufacturers to improve the supply of the drugs, but that will likely take time. And in more medical news, some pharmacy staff at major drugstores are staging walkouts this week. Employees at chains like Walgreens and CVS are demanding more staff, mandatory training hours, and better working conditions. The walkout, dubbed Pharmageddon on social media, began yesterday and lasts through tomorrow. This follows similar actions over the last 2 months that forced a few pharmacies around the country to close briefly. Shane Jarominski is a former Walgreens pharmacist and one of the organizers of the walkout. He says staff shortages can lead to critical mistakes.
Because there's a lack of technician support, pharmacists really have to only take a few seconds on every prescription. They're not able to counsel appropriately to catch mistakes, and that's how you introduce medication errors. And we have just been overburdened.
Jarominski says the companies are asking pharmacists to become salespeople as well by having them ask about vaccine needs at the register. The major chains say they are addressing the concerns and are committed to providing a healthy workplace environment. Today, the city of Conway will get its second baby box. The new box will be at the Conway Fire Station number 3, which is on South Hark Rider. This will put Arkansas at 18 total baby boxes across the state. Safe Haven, the organization behind the baby boxes, says Arkansas has seen a record number of babies dropped off this year. Today is also the last day to fill out the kickoff survey for the Downtown Little Rock Master Plan. The city is looking for public input for its vision moving forward. You can weigh in on upgrades to parks, open spaces, streets, mobility, and more. If you want to fill out the survey, you can visit the City of Little Rock's Facebook page. They have a link posted there. They'll continue the planning process throughout next spring with more public meetings coming in December and February. Well, check this out. Simmons Bank Arena announced another big music tour making a stop here in Central Arkansas. Get ready for Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top coming to North Little Rock in 2024. The Sharp Dressed Simple Man Tour rolls into town on April 18th for a 7 p.m. showtime. Tickets go on sale Friday, November 3rd at noon. And New Kids on the Block also making a tour stop in Northwest Arkansas at the Walmart AMP. The band is joined by Paula Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff for their Magic Summer Tour 2024. Tickets also go on sale November 3rd for the June 26th show. Well, it's pumpkin season and dietitians are recommending you incorporate it into your diet. Coming up, more with the health benefits of this fall favorite. Nathan?
And there was certainly some frost on the pumpkins this morning across parts of the region. I think we'll see more frost over more area tomorrow morning as cold air is really expected. I'll have that chilly forecast coming up.